Okay, Assassin's Creed Shadows. We have their director breaking down its combat and progression
Assassin's Creed
mechanics.
Shadows finally brings the long-running series to the sought-after setting of feudal Japan and follows the intertwined lives of Naoe, a shinobi assassin, and Yasuke, a powerful samurai. Together, the two will navigate the violent Sengoku period of Japan and usher in a new era. Joining me to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows is game director Charles Benoit. Charles, welcome.
Hi, nice to meet you all.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me. So let's get right into it. I want to talk about progression today. Progression, gear, loot, all that fun stuff. So new to Shadows is the
UI doesn't
mastery
look too bad.
and knowledge systems that you use to unlock new skills.
Using a Tonto, Naoe can assassinate 2 targets stand close with a single attack.
So
the usual assassination stuff,
you can
right?
compare the mastery and the knowledge to a bit the philosophy of body and mind, if you know what I mean. So each time you accomplish something, leveling up, killing like high-level target and stuff like that, you will gain those mastery points. Those points can be spent in the mastery menu to acquire new skill and abilities that you can map. The knowledge, it's something a bit different. You need to do.
All right, that didn't look too bad. You literally ripped off their armor.
That you can map. The knowledge, it's something a bit different. You need to do activities in the world, such as doing meditation or exploring temples to find lost page, and you will gain those knowledge points that will
they
reach
added
you rank
some
up, and then
crazy motion blur
things that you can purchase with your mastery point.
Very cool. One thing I was a little bit struck by is the ability to respec at any point. So you invest in all of your knowledge and mastery, and you build into a certain play style, but you have the ability to respec.
All right, this is how tall grass should be in use of stealth. Not like Avowed, where tall grass was literally up to our knees, and we weren't really even hiding. This is how it should look.
Cost is it? And if so,
that's Yasuke. What is he doing sneaking around? You don't do that, buddy.
Is there any particular play style you're kind of fond of for each character, yourself personally?
Yeah, we want to be more generous, and the fact that now we have the different trees split for different weapons, it's kind of cool to just try a weapon and how we can max up all the.
Does Naoe have access to a bow?
You get this new
or is it just
for example, and then you want to try all the things the Kusarigama can do, so you can respect and try the other one. Personally, it depends on which character I'm playing, but with Naoe, I'm the kind of guy that max out.
The combat looked better. I was not disgusted by it.
Kusarigama can do, so you can respect and try the other one. Personally, it depends on which
I don't
character
hate
I'm
that.
playing, but with
that looked
Naoe,
good.
I'm the kind of guy that max out.
Like it looked like it actually
you can respect and try the other one. Personally, it depends on which character I'm playing, but and try the other one. All the things the Kusarigama can do, so you can respect and try the other one.
Hitboxes aren't too bad either.
It depends on
that dodge was pretty slick.
I'm playing, but with Naoe, I'm the kind of guy that max out the assassin and the shinobi tree quite a lot.
Yeah, back is the new dual assassination, which is very exciting.
Which is why I play Assassin's Creed.
So if a player has the ability to
the assassin.
Hey. So if a player assassination, which is very exciting. Hey. So if a player has the ability to respec at any time, could a player then make a more like combat-centric Naoe who would still enjoy the acrobatic gameplay features that make her unique? If so, how do you kind of balance and who would still enjoy the acrobatic gameplay feature? Could a player then make a more like combat-centric Naoe who would still enjoy the
I don't know how I feel about this assassination going into a cinematic mode. Because I would still prefer being able to see my surroundings while I assassinate people. Them cutting the camera like this is kind of jarring and really affects the gameplay a bit.
Acrobatic gameplay features that
I hope we can turn it off. Because I don't want that.
Make her unique. If so, how do you kind of balance incentivizing players to opt for a playstyle of their choice while still recognizing that there are two protagonists that kind of encourage two different playstyles? Is there do you encourage people to swap over at any point to Yasuke or Naoe because only they can complete a mission?
That's a pretty good question, and that's the hard part with balancing this game because we always want Nawe and Yevsky feel different from each other. You can
I hope we can just play through the game without playing the other character, because I actually don't really care about Yasuke's playstyle. I'll probably try it just for reviewing purposes, but
see it if we put it on like on a bar, the center would be a no-go for both. So yes, Nawe will be like pretty strong in combat if you try to map all the. Yes, Nawe will be like pretty
that looked bad.
strong in counter would be a no-go for both. So yes, Nawe will be like
You guys see how the dude kind of just turns so we can assassinate him? It would have made more sense if we teleported like behind him instead of him turning, because that just looks stupid.
pretty strong in combat if you try to map all the best abilities and have the gear that boost a different type of stat that is useful for a fight. But she will never cross a point where she's better than Yasuke. Yasuke for a fight.
I like this kind of weapon, chain and sickle. I'm really curious how Ghost of Tsushima is going to do it, though. I hope it's going to be better than this.
But she will never cross a point where she's better than Yasuke. Yasuke, as default, have more adrenaline bar, more health, more armor, so he will always feel a lot stronger in combat.
So simply getting enough points to unlock the final ability in every single mastery tree isn't as easy as it would be kind of building up to the mastery tree. They require some unique modifiers and unlocks in order to fulfill, in order to actually unlock those things. So, for example, what can you do? What do you need to do to get the final assassination upgrade?
So the tree, in the end, you need to have a lot of knowledge ranks. So you need to kind of explore the world and participate in some activities to obtain them. They also cost more in term of mastery points. So you need to kill multiple target, level up. So it can take quite a while. And we lock also some of the end game abilities under
what did she
specific
collect?
group of target to kill. So I can give you an example, but to assassinate with all the chunk, all the possibility, you need to kill all the God Eye Shinobi. It's a special group of Shinobi, and once you kill them, you acquire the knowledge necessary to obtain this kill.
To talk a little bit about the assassination portion, are guaranteed assassinations back, or is it all locked to kind of power progression and scaling?
We offer the option if you want to just
1 second. 4 days.
Just assassinate everyone. You can use the option, but it's not the way we intend you to play. We made a system that I feel it's quite fun, honestly, because you have perks that is linked to different type of gear piece or weapon that allow you to assassinate with more chunk, but also in more different like situation. For example, you can have a perk that boosts your air assassination. So if this guy is too strong, you need to look around. Okay, maybe I will use this rooftop to assassinate the guy. You have other that if you are at night, you are stronger in your assassination. So when the night comes, it's best to use that way and do those things. So it makes you kind of change the way you play and look a bit more at the environment.
Roll away. All right.
You are strong rooftop to assassinate the guy. If this guy is too strong, you need to look around. Okay, maybe I will use this rooftop to assassinate the guy. You have other that if you are at night, you are stronger in your assassination. So when the night comes, it's best to use that way and do those things. So it makes you kind of change the way you play and look a bit more at the environment to play with the assassination.
Does it make sense you can't just 1v6 all those dudes?
Now, based on the caliber of your previous open world RPG Assassin's Creed games, it seems like there's going to be a lot to do in Assassin's Creed Shadows. So let's talk a little bit about endgame. Again, no spoilers here, but what awaits players who've maxed out all of their mastery and knowledge trees? What is there to do with an endgame build?
We have all those trees that takes a while to fill up, but after you maxed out the rank to be able to access all the tree, we unlock a specific menu that we call the knowledge tree. So this one offer a lot of variety in terms of stats that you can boost. So with your point that you will still get from high level castle where you need to assassinate those samurai daisho that you need to be high level
that didn't look too bad.
Once you got the mastery points, you can spend them in the knowledge rank
parry,
to boost things like
red is dodge, probably
are more deadly, or depending on the way you play, you can min and max,
Jesus,
and min the numbers to really make sure that you are strong.
All right, I do love kicking people far away. That looked
min and max
pretty
and min
fun.
the numbers to deadly, or depending on the way you play, you can min and max and min the numbers to
get out of the way.
You are strong in the way you want to play.
That looks pretty fun.
Yeah, it seems like you're really incentivizing people to just reinforce their play style, which is really fun. But now let's talk a little bit about loot. One of my personal favorite parts of all of the open world RPG Assassin's Creed games is just the staggering amount of gear you throw at all the players. And not only that, their cosmetic reflection on the player character. It's a beautiful...
Why does the armor glow yellow?
Full attention to detail that I love to just try on new armors, try on new weapons, just to see if
we do
one,
break the armor, which is an interesting
power scaling
touch.
I need, and two, you gotta look good. So a question about the actual rarities. You know, you've got your common, you've got your uncommon, your rare loot, but let's talk a little bit about epic and legendaries. How do they differ from one another?
Yeah, legendary are really special. They are more handcrafted. They are specific to like high level targets or the castle. So we have like 30 castle, and each of them have a specific gear piece with those special perks that are modifying the gameplay in a different way. So it again changed the way you want to fight, or the way you want to assassinate because of those perks. I will give you an example of.
Yeah, they did they made a good decision delaying this game.
Cool combat perk
a lot of this
really
combat has
so when
been
you have this legendary Naginata, you can now parry unstoppable attacks. So each time you have a big brute with those red attack, now you can deal with it with this Naginata. But of course, you need to upgrade it and to keep it up to your level if you want to play with that on the long run.
I love it. You're saying all the right things. Is there transmog in the game?
Yes. So as soon as you have the forge unlocked, we have the transmog that is now available for free for sure. So each time you got a new weapon, it also unlocked the transmog. One of the cool thing we did to represent the craftsmanship of Japanese culture, it's to push it a bit further. So if you get a couple of katana, you will have access to like deep transmog, if I would say. So you can mix and match the different part of your katana. So if you like the blade of this one with the hilt, or the guard of this one, you can really mix and match all those things together.
Now, that's obviously cosmetic, and thankfully you don't have to sacrifice substance over style in this particular instance. But are there actually like statistical benefits to mixing and matching the katana blades with the blade guards?
No, we kept the because it starts to be complex if you have stat attached to different part. So it's purely cosmetic. However,
I do appreciate that it's just cosmetic, because if you start min-maxing the different pieces, you're gonna end up with some clownish, cartoonish mixture of armor and weapons. So keeping it just regular transmog with no like specific stats assigned to them, good idea.
There is always a good advantage to look at the stat and mix and match, like this helmet with this outfit and this.
Store 10% health on the next hit after parry.
Katana, there is
that's legendary armor.
Where if I take back my example of the perfect parry that can now block unstoppable, we can combine it to a perk that inflict damage on parry, and another one that if you parry successfully, you have a free posture without charging afterwards. So you can create those kind of loop where it changes the way you want to play.
That's awesome. Do other weapons feature this mix and matching, or is this strictly limited to the katana?
No, each weapon have a really different thing, and we even dig a bit more with the specialty of each weapon. For example, the Kanabo is a really strong weapon, but it's kind of slow. But with the different perk and abilities you can unlock, you can bypass some of the frame.
This AI is kind of stupid.
Up. You can also have a perk that you won't be interrupted if you strike some combos. So if you try to think this way,
combat doesn't look too bad.
On the strength of the weapon, or
impressed.
to the weakness of the different weapon.
Your team's trying to eat up all my free time, but this sounds amazing. So talk to me a little bit about gear perks. How do those work?
With the rarity of the gear, you can have no perk at the beginning. So you start slowly with just learning about the stats and how they work. And after...
knock down enemies by sliding into them. That's on armor? I feel like that should have been a perk, if anything.
After that, once you have the I think it's the rare one, you have a perk by default, but it's a perk that will boost different type of stats and at the specific rarity, you have another slot that will open. This slot is
I don't know
a free
about
slot, so
having
you
that
can
on
engrave
an
any
armor piece.
second perk you want.
That should have just been a perk.
This thing is available, of course.
Like, oh, hey, I gotta change my armor, but I forgot how to slide and knock people down. Oh, whoops. Oh, well, my bad.
If you upgrade your
I'm
forge,
pretty stupid.
But that's the advantage of getting multiple type of weapon, because you collect those type of perks that you can then engrave, and now you can go a bit deeper with the mix and match the different thing you want.
That's awesome.
What? So, okay, so we engrave it. So does that mean it's not locked into the armor piece?
One thing I noticed at the end of the PC features trailer that your team just released is the very end of it, in the kind of holding card that your team developed. It said that the Claws of Awaji expansion, not DLC, expansion specifically called out, is 10 plus hours long. Is there any
The game hasn't come out yet, dude. What do you mean there's already an expansion and a bonus quest? That means they have a whole group of people developing something other than the main game. So, does that make sense? You're developing a game, and then during that development, you have another team making something extra for that game. I mean, efficiency, I guess it makes sense, but how about you make a good game first and then decide whether it's a good idea to expand on the game? I think this is stupid.
Anything you can kind of tease about that?
Well, I can tell you a bit what was already said, but yes, it's the island of Awaji. So yes, there is quest. You will continue your story. You will continue in building your character, and we announced that we have the bow that you will be able to use. So that's pretty fun, because it's adding a whole new things for your progression and abilities and stuff like that. So a lot more to progress and refresh your experience.
But before we go, Charles, is there anything you wanted to kind of leave the audience with ahead of Assassin's Creed Shadows?
I can't wait to see players like creativity with Shadows, and seeing how they use Nawe, how they use Yasuke, how they use everything we did. And there is so much combination that we didn't even think about. So we're always surprised. I remember on Odyssey seeing like some crazy mix and match, and I was like, oh, okay, someone think about that. So yeah, I can't wait to see how player will surprise me on Shadows.
Charles, thank you so much for joining me. Assassin's Creed Shadow is available.
Interesting. So, I did not hate it. The game looked good. I'm going to be honest. I feel like they fixed quite a bit of stuff. So, I'm definitely going to be playing on release. When was the release? AC Shadows release. March 20th. I'll probably be playing. Oh god, I can't wait for Ghost of Yotai. I'll compare them for sure. So yeah, good thing they delayed. I'll be fine if they keep delaying it, cause they can only help, right? Now, they did talk about the length, and apparently the game is gonna be about 40 and between 40 and 80 hours. I'm assuming 80 hours because you do the side content, run around, explore, right? So probably main story is going to be about 40 hours. He stresses how dynamic Shadow's open world design is. Seasons change, altering landscape, new opportunities for activities. Full day-night cycle for your hero to consider your approach, especially if you want to be stealthy. Dynamic cutting system. So it's just the destructibility of the game. I don't know why people are always so excited about destructibility, but whatever. It's a thing. It just makes the game more reactive, I guess, which is fine. It's not a bad thing. I can see a lot of bugs happening because of it, but we'll see what happens. So, I am now looking forward to Assassin's Creed Shadows. Good or bad, I'm gonna check it out at launch. And hopefully we find out when Ghost of Yotai releases, and then we can compare the game. So, yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. You think the gameplay has improved? I personally think it has. And we'll just have to wait and see. That whole cutscene transition from assassination is kind of weird, but that's just a personal thing. And how the assassination target kind of just turns randomly, so it matches up with our assassination, is also kind of weird. But I guess there's only so much you can do while programming a game this complex. But that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.